Hey, and what's going on? It's Nikc here. Welcome back to Redstone Basics. And today we're going to be covering the comparator. This is the third time I've recorded this because my microphone was messing up, and it was brilliant. And this time it wasn't my fault for messing up. I just want to say that it wasn't my fault. So, I got quite a lot lined up for you today. As you can see, those are the old tutorials, the previous lessons. And today's lesson is quite a bit bigger. Funny thing is, we're not covering nearly as many topics. Look, there's like all those things there, and today we're just covering the comparator. But I wanted to do this because I've seen a lot of confusion surrounding the comparator, what it is, what exactly it does. So I hope that I can help kind of clear the air on that for some people. Those of you who don't understand, I know it's like a person who thought that it would work just like a repeater. They didn't really understand the difference, which is understandable because, you know, it's new and not lots of people know how to use it yet. So, and I just figured it out kind of whenever it came out, and hopefully I can share any information I have. I'm not brilliant, but hopefully if I can help, if this is the best way of sharing it, I think. So, comparators have two different modes on them. One of them I call repeater mode and difference. There's probably better terms for them, but these are just good, I think. So, a repeater mode acts kind of like a repeater in the end, and difference mode outputs the difference between two signals. Now, I'm going to get to a little more detail on this in a minute. I'll actually show how it works instead of just saying it. So, let's just go ahead and move on. Now, comparators have two inputs and one output. You can use, I call this the back of the comparator, where the two sources are, and I call this the front. And, oh, by the way, before I move any further, to change it to difference mode, you right-click on the comparator. I apologize for that. So, either of the sides can be used as the second input. I call this signal the main signal, I call that the sub-signal, which I'll probably be referring them as that in this tutorial. But maybe I can go with signal A as the back, signal B as this also. I'll try to say that because it's a little more sensible for some people to use that terminology. I have my own little way I think of things in my mind. So, anyhow, this is the main signal comes in the back, and the sub signal comes in the side here. And then the output comes out the part with the little torch, which you can flip up and down. So let's move on. So, the input cancels the output. Okay. As most of you probably already know, and if you don't know this, I do recommend you check out my old Redstone series. As you can see, this is fresh redstone. This is going to travel, excuse me, this is going to travel 15 blocks. This is 15, 14, 13, 14. Wow. 15, 14, 13, 14. Wow, I'm brilliant at numbers. No. 15, 14, 13, 12. I apologize. And it gets lower every time. So, this is traveling, it's going to lose 2 blocks of signals before it gets it. So, 15 minus 2 is equal to 13. As you can see, this is only going to lose 1. So the signal coming in the side, the sub-signal, or signal B, is stronger. So if the signal B is stronger than signal A, the output is going to be nothing. It will not output. If there is no signal B, or signal B is weaker, and I can show you this actually right now. If we turn on signal B and make it weaker than signal A, A is still going to output. And now this is in repeater mode. And in repeater mode, this is going to travel 15 blocks after it gets out of that after it gets out of the comparator. So, it will travel 15 blocks now after that. So, oops, I just messed up my example. Okay, let's move on. And by the way, guys, I'm probably going to try to put this world up to download after this. So, it's not very full right now, but I'm going to try to keep a world download up so you guys can keep up with the latest tutorials and stuff if you want to mess with them yourself. In case, like, you can't see Speed well in a video, so... Anyhow, now I want to show you difference mode. Now, difference mode is a little more complicated, so I'm going to spend a little time here, guys. So, this right here is your signal A, or your main signal, coming in the back. This is the back of the comparator, remember. And this is our signal B coming inside. So here's how difference mode works. Difference mode minuses the power, or gives you the difference, between signal A and signal B. Okay? And this only works one way, I believe. I believe it only minuses A to B. I have never actually tried. I'm fairly certain it won't work the other way. I'm fairly certain. So remember, we're in difference mode, so this redstone torch is up. And here's how it's going to work. So, 15. A redstone power goes 15. So we have from the power source. So, 1, 2. So 15 minus 2 is 13. And then this one is on. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So 15 minus 4 is 11. So all this is going to get the difference between this signal and this signal. So 13 minus 11, hopefully you can do basic math here, guys, is 2. So as you can see, we have 1, 2. And as you can see, I switched to OCD here so that the redstone signal will be clear. This is definitely not getting any power. And you can see this one is. And if you really just can't tell, which is alright, you can put a repeater next to it. As you can see, that repeater lit up. But this repeater won't light up on this one. So, this is just like easy ways to tell. You can also put a piston or something, or a redstone lamp works just as well. So now I just want to give you a little better look at it. I've added 3 blocks here, so 1, 2, 3. So 3 plus 4 is 7. So 15 minus 7 is 8. So with 13, which is our main signal, minus that 8 that we now have, because this redstone is traveling 8 blocks to get here. So 13 minus 8 is 5. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is the most my wire goes. But if I extend the set, you can see it does not travel any further. So this, guys, is how difference mode works. It's probably the most complicated thing in the comparator, but it's not too hard once you kind of get the hang of it. So that's it for the mechanics section of this. But I do want to head over here, and I want to explore some practical uses, because I thought it was kind of important after my old tutorials. I wanted to show some kind of practical uses, things you can use what I'm teaching you, which is what I want to do. So that's what I'm going to do now. So here is a practical use, something I actually read on the Minecraft wiki. I read a couple things off the wiki, 2 things actually. Well, I read 1 off the wiki, and I've done others from different things I've seen. This is how to create a super fast clock. Now, there's a big flaw in this clock. You notice that torch is already burnt out. It just fries your redstone torch, like, way too fast. So it's not really any good. So, I mean, you can think of something to use it for. So here's what I've done. I just made it a usable clock. And all I've done is added a repeater on here, so you can add a delay to it. Now, you cannot add a repeater at the beginning of this, as you see. So it just doesn't work. So you can't add a repeater there, but if you add it to the end, heading into the comparator, it will work. So I'm going to go ahead. If I kick the signal up here, you can just see these 2 redstone torches are reversing, because I've also added 4 ticks here. So 4 ticks, 4 ticks. So this one's obviously going to be opposite always. So this is this idea, and I've made this way bigger than it has to be. You see, this is is just perfect for the most ridiculously small clock you'd ever want. Look, it's just a small little block right here. And so this is 1 high, 2 wide, 3 long. So think of how small it is. That's a really small clock with just only redstone. And as opposed to classic style clock, well, I wouldn't call this classic. I had other methods before repeaters were introduced. Oh yes, this is how I'm going to create my big clock. No, you don't have to do that anymore, because that was... you couldn't really do it that exact way, because all the redstone would connect. Anyways, that wasn't a really foolproof repeater right there, but a clock right there. But this is just a usable clock. And so now, see, these torches are flickering back and forth, and they're not burning out because the signal's slow enough. So let's move on to my next example. This is chest contents. Now, with the comparators, obviously they're for comparing, you can compare chest contents with them. So all you do is you come up behind a chest, and you place it like that. Now, you can also, if you desire, you can put a block in between the chest, like so. So there can be 1 block in between. At least I read that on the wiki. I have not actually tried that, but it did say that you could do that. So we're going to call chest on the left player A. Oh, poor skeleton. Oh, I'll put you out of your misery, buddy. It's okay. I'm sorry. I'm sorry it had to be that way. It's a super flat world. There's nowhere for you to hide. I'm so sorry. Anyways, so this is player A on the left, player B on the right. So player A is currently at strong signal. Now, I would like to point out right here, this is not a fair comparison. Player A, redstone, is only traveling 3 signals. Player A's signal is only traveling 3 blocks, whilst player B is traveling 5. Not a fair comparison. If you wanted to actually use this, you need to make sure your redstone is going the same length, because this is important. The amount of current coming out of the back of this is based off the percentage of the chest that's full. So I think it does it. I think it doesn't use it for action. So I think if right now maybe 3/15 of the chest is. No, I can't. That's not nearly 3/15. Well, yeah, that'd be 3/15 because these are. Yeah, that might be about right. I don't know, but I don't really know the exact contents of a chest. So the more the chest is full. So you got to remember when you're doing this, make your signals the exact length. That is uber important. So just be sure to watch out for that. But anyhow, that's not super important right now. So player A's chest has more contents in it right now. But let's go ahead and just rip out lots of player A's junk. And look, player B now has more contents. So this works using the same concepts that I've already showed you in the mechanics section. So let me just go over them real quickly for you though. So player B, the comparator, player A signal is stronger currently. That creeper is going to blow up this stuff. I know it. You know what? Let's just play it safe here. Go to peaceful. I just knew it was going to happen. I just know he's just going to blow up. Okay. Anyhow, player A's signal is stronger than player B. So the redstone is on. Now this here, I just reversed the signal so that torches will always be reversed, okay? That's all that's going on here. And that repeater there is just to keep the tick delays equal so the torches switch at the same time. Anyhow, player B, however, when player B's signal gets stronger, which I don't know if that will send it over the edge. But anyhow, as you've already seen, when player B's signal gets stronger, the comparator turns off, which makes that torch go off, which makes that torch go on, which makes that torch go off, which makes this, but then this torch over here, totally separate system, goes on. So which makes player B in the lead. So I should have replaced those with actually like redstone lamps would look nicer. But hopefully you kind of understand what's going on there. Comparator, one of the chests has to go into the back of the comparator, one of them goes into the side. Better way to do this because the signals have to be equal lengths. So you can make this a little more fair by looping around some funny, fancy schmancy way, but I'm not going to mess with it right now. That's just an example. So here's one of the ideas. I've seen someone else do this already. That wasn't my idea. This is something I thought of. I don't know if I'm the first to think of this. I'm probably not. I'm not that clever, I know. But this is a good way you could see who is in the lead on a race. I was kind of thinking about this. So, well, not there. Let's not go there. So player B, let's throw him down. Let's say player B is right there. And right now, I'm standing back here. So player B is on the right, like the previous example. Player B is in the lead, player B is in the lead, and I'm in the lead, player A. And see, all this does is the same concept again. Look, if player A's signal is stronger than... Oops, sorry. Didn't mean to pick that up. If the player A's signal is stronger than player B, then this goes off. I mean the other way around. Then if player B's signal coming from this side, sub-signal of the comparator coming in the sides is stronger than the main signal, this goes off. And this is the same system I have set up back there, just for the torches. So, now this one does have one flaw. The comparator favors the main signal. So if we're equal on length, these are the same length away from the comparator, and these are equal, this is a fair comparison, then player A does get favor over this. But this is basically real time, and I'll show you how fast it is here. So if I throw that on that pressure pad, so what? I'm going to go up here, I'm here, and see how fast that was? That just like immediate switch. So this is ridiculously fast. Okay, so this is the second thing. This is the second thing I thought of. This just kind of expands on my previous concept. So we're gonna throw player A. We'll make the redstone player A this time. Just show the example. We're gonna put him there. So player A is currently 1, 2, 3 blocks ahead of me. So now you can see 3 lights are on. But if I step forward to the next pressure plate, then he's only 2. Wait. I knew this was gonna happen. It always happens. Then I step forward to the next one. He's only 2 blocks ahead. Now he's only 1 block ahead. And now we're tied. And now, remember, I'm going to have a separate system because the comparators don't work both ways, but you'd want a separate system anyways because you wouldn't want the lead to be just shown on the same signal for both players. As you know what I'm saying? So, you want a separate system anyway, so it doesn't work that way, but you wouldn't want it that way anyway. So, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yeah. Okay, so basically how this works. I'll show you. This is just an idea I had. I was messing with the differences. So, if this one is stronger, remember we're doing main signal minus sub-signal, or signal A minus signal B over here. So, if this is, let's just say this is 15, that's 14, it's going to output 1. So, that outputs the light right there. And you don't have to put this right there. You can put the repeater in there and run it anywhere else you wanted. But, then if they're two blocks away, it's going to light up this one. And then 3 blocks away, it'll light up that piece of redstone, 4 will that one. And if my track were bigger, I would have done more. But, obviously, because there's only 5 pressure pads, there's only 5 spots that you could possibly walk. So that is the reason. I mean, you can only possibly be 4 blocks ahead is what I meant to say. So that's just some practical uses, guys. Let me know what you thought of that section down in the comment section below. I just kind of want to get you guys kind of opinion on. I just want to show some good ways you could use these things. Maybe you'd like them. I think I'm going to make a racing map just for that, just because I like that idea. I don't know if I'm the first to think of it, but I thought it was kind of cool little idea. So. Anyhow, guys, thank you for watching this episode of Redstone Basics. I do hope you have enjoyed. If you have, remember to hit that like button down below and favorite the video if it really has helped you a lot. And that's kind of my goal. If you have a tutorial you'd really like to see, remember, you can always leave me suggestions down below, guys. And aside from that, next tutorial, I'm probably going to be on hoppers, and then I don't know what I'll do. I'm almost done with all the Redstone Basics, so we might just need to go back to regular Redstone tutorials again, which is totally fine. I can think of little experiments. Those are fun. You know, just item sorting systems, TNT cannons, things like that. So, anyhow, guys, I hope you have enjoyed this episode. It took me recording it 3 times. Hopefully, my microphone worked this time. So, I really hope you have enjoyed, and I've had a lot of fun. So, this is one of my favorite things to do. So, thank you, guys, and I will see you all next time. Bye!